There are a few things that you should keep in mind throughout this trial. 1, on the weekend Charles Jones was killed, ALICIA Andrews was on a weekend trip with her boyfriend with only one agenda: to be with her boyfriend. 2,
Sure. And we all humans can fly. Welcome to Deeply Disgusted. So we're still on day 2. I know a lot of YouTubers, they on day 3 and 4 and 5. But me, I like to take my time when I'm giving the news. I'm on day 1, and we gonna go through the ALICIA Andrews murder case. And this is the opening statement of her defense. I personally think her defense attorney he's trying his best. This is not a case where you're going to see ALICIA Andrews come out with all type of technology and all type of forensic experts on her side. She's not a young thug. She's not, P. Diddy. I don't even know if these are private attorneys or state attorneys. I have no clue. But what I do know is that their tactic is to try to use her feminine energy to try to win this case. Let's get to it.
ALICIA Andrews is not in a gang. 3, with the exception of her boyfriend, ALICIA Andrews did not know any of those men in that group, and none of those men in that group knew ALICIA Andrews. As a matter of fact, if there was some conspiracy, ALICIA Andrews was not in the loop because she was not in the group.
You see what he's trying to do? He's trying to use the tactic of a great attorney that we know. You know, the greatest. I don't even got to say his name. Rest in peace to him. If the glove don't fit, we must equip. He's trying to use the same tactic. He said, if ALICIA Andrews is not part of the group, she's not part of the club or something like that.
4, ALICIA Andrews is not a part of the drill rap culture, nor the drill rap scene. 5, ALICIA Andrews did not have any physical evidence on any weapon displayed by the state. You would not find DNA, fingerprints, no physical evidence whatsoever linking ALICIA Andrews to this case.
Now, you see, this is the manipulation of the defense team. They're trying to confuse the jury. This is a confusion tactic because they know that the charges that she's facing is conspiracy, which is conspiracy. You don't even need to be there. Of course, her fingerprints won't be on a gun. You won't find any blood there. You won't find anything. You're not going to find gun residue on her. You will not, because she's being charged as a conspirator.
6, ALICIA Andrews did not have a motive. In other words, there is no evidence whatsoever to support this case of conspiracy or first-degree murder against ALICIA Andrews.
Again, that's also not true, because I'll tell you why that's not true. The reason is, you could still have a motive, because when you're part of a culture, let's say if I'm part of the Gothic culture, right? And there's Gothic things going on in the Gothic culture, right? The same thing like in the Jiro culture. My mind is possessed. I'm part of that Gothic culture. And some murders just so happen to happen. And I didn't have nothing to do with the murders, but I was moving with the gothic crew that committed the murders, and the things that I did, it looked like I was on with the murder. Maybe I wasn't, but why would I give them my phone? Why would I travel with them? Why would I get a hotel room with them and not have them go through the front door? It's things that I'll do that you could say like, yo, okay, he's not just only a fan. He's part of the conspiracy.
I'm sure you're wondering. There's no evidence against Alicia Andrews, then why are we here? We're here because of the perception of the facts of one man, Detective Juan Ramos. But ladies and gentlemen of the jury, perception is not reality. Detective Juan Ramos is the lead detective on this case. Let me tell you a bit about him. Detective Juan Ramos had only worked homicide for about 4 months when he got this case. Became a homicide detective.
This is the worst tactic you could use in the book, and this lawyer knows that. This is a lose-lose case, and Alicia is going to wind up in life, in federal, well, not federal, in state penitentiary the rest of her life. She's going to, you see how cute and young she is? We're going to see Alicia at the age of 60, 70 and be like, damn, she still look good. She still look good. With all that gray hair, she still looks good. Because this defense attorney, he knows that blaming one detective would not work in the jury's eyes. You know why? Because that one detective didn't sign the warrants. That one detective didn't decide to take it to trial. That one detective wasn't the grand jury that say, yes, us the grand jury agree with what the detective laid out in front of us, and we feel that she is guilty in this offense of murder of the first degree conspiracy.
In February, this murder happened in June. His first time as a lead detective on the case, and he lands perhaps one of the biggest homicide cases that the Tampa Police Department has seen in a while. Not by any merit, not by something he did to deserve it, simply luck of the draw. The Tampa Police Department handles 40 to 60.
Nah, yo, he trying to play him now. He trying to play him like the detective didn't bust his ass to get that case. He trying to play him like, nah, he's an idiot. He's a luck of a draw. He's a lucky man.
Homicides a year. And they put their detectives in rotation. And so, luck of the draw, Detective Ramos gets this case. He shows up to the scene, speaks to a couple of his fellow officers, and begins to talk to witnesses, gathers some information about evidence and what have you. But his first big break in the case came when he got some intel from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office advised him that perhaps a man named Rashad Murphy and a man named Isaiah Chance might have something to do with this homicide. His second big break came when he ran a bullet through, and I say a bullet, the ATF gathered 30 of the 31 bullets left. He had one bullet, luck of the draw. Ran this one bullet through their system that kind of, and it's a shell casing, not a bullet, a shell casing. It has a fingerprint, once the firing pin strikes the casing, it leaves like a fingerprint, a distinct marking. And he gets a hit that alerts him to the fact that there were other fingerprints matching 5 shootings in Jacksonville prior. So now he has the idea that the shooters might have come from Jacksonville.
I didn't know that, y'all. Did y'all just hear what he just said? He's saying that the guys that are on this case, well, not necessarily the guys. I don't want to say that. The guns that was used in this case are the same guns that have been terrorizing people in Jacksonville, because they're also the same guns wanted in Jacksonville for other cases. So these guys was like, or the guns was like a squad that certain people could call up like, yo, we need this done. Like we need this done. We gonna pay you. Yeah. You a gamer? All right, I'm gonna put it in the gaming chat. Yeah, we gonna talk in the gaming chat, and yeah, we're gonna wire the money through the gaming funds too. All that PlayStation, everything. You got PlayStation 2, right? All right, I got you.
After that, he proceeds to gather intel like information from license plate readers. Then he starts looking at cell phone data records. Then he uses that information to piece some other things together that leads him to a few spots in town. An Airbnb, a McDonald's, a strip club called Teasers, and a club called Truth 18.
Yo, all of that just sounded like some straight Negro activity. Airbnb, a ghetto chick getting the Airbnb, a place called Teasers that sound like a strip club, and then you got the after hour party. Like this is all like nigga shit.
And you saw some of the video footage. When Detective Ramos first gets this Airbnb video, he sees Alicia Andrews at the front door and surmises that because he sees no one else go in, Alicia Andrews must have let them in the back door. But perception is not reality. He sees Alicia Andrews at the McDonald's with no mask, and then sees her at the club, in the parking lot of the club Teasers with the mask, and surmises that she must have had the mask on to cover her face at Teasers because she didn't have a mask on at McDonald's. But perception is not reality. Again, he sees Alicia Andrews with her boyfriend at Club Truth 18 walking with the mask on, surmising once again because she didn't have a mask on at McDonald's, but did have a mask on as she walked towards the club. She attempted to conceal her identity with that mask at Truth 18. Ladies and gentlemen, perception is not reality. It's just some human decision. Reality, however, is immovable. And we're going to talk about Alicia's reality in just a moment when I tell you what really happened. But with all of this intelligence, all of this assumption, all of this surmise,
Whenever you tell us what really happened, it better be a good hell of a story.
Detective Juan Ramos goes and gets Alicia Andrews and brings her into an interrogation room. And he begins to present to her what he calls evidence and tell her what his perception of the evidence is, as if it is reality. Well, it's simply not.
He has very good lawyer mannerisms, I have to say. He has very good lawyer mannerisms. If you ever been in a courtroom and you watch these guys on a daily basis, you know what I'm talking about.
What really happened in this case is Alicia Andrews was on a weekend trip with her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. But before we talk about the trip, let me tell you a little bit
Whoa,
about.
whoa, whoa, whoa! What you mean ex-boyfriend? They not together no more? They not together no more? Did he just give us some new information? Did they break up? When did they even have the chance to even break up? When did they even see each other? Or is just a story just for the media? Huh?
Alicia. Alicia, high school graduate, did really well in school, well enough to apply to college and get accepted at Bethune-Cookman University.
Yes, come on up.
Whoa, this is rare. This is an opening statement and the prosecutor stopped. He stopped him. He stopped him. Why? I'm even shocked that the judge even allowed this.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I wonder what happened. Like, what was discussed? Was he getting too personal with her when he started to talk about her being accepted to college? But what's wrong with that? Like, I'm trying to go back into my legal brain and trying to figure out, like, because I am a self-taught legal strategist here, y'all. Come on, y'all, work with me.
Alicia's reality. High school graduate, good student. Applied to and was accepted to Bethune-Cookman University, right there in Daytona, not too far from home. But chose not to go, to stay close to home, and instead went to tech school, become an esthetician, does hair, not hair, but eyelashes, makeup, nails, skincare, that kind of thing. She was a substitute teacher whom parents trusted with their children, even children who had some special needs and disabilities. This was Alicia.
How did she become a substitute teacher and not go to school? How you be an esthetician? She went the same ghetto girl route. She became an esthetician, then she started to be a substitute teacher. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you just need a certificate. I don't know, to be honest.
While in school, Alicia Andrews. The state reminded me that I have to use her first and last name.
Objection, improper.
Yeah, I must sustain the objection. So that's the general rule in court, last names only, okay, for everybody. All right, thank you, Mr. Malcolm.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, while in school, befriended the sister of Isaiah Chance. They ran in the same social circles in high school, and through that process, Isaiah Chance became familiar with her, and she with him. And he reached out to her via direct message, and they developed a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. And, I mean, Isaiah Chance, tall, slender, handsome fella, captivating, charismatic. Alicia liked him. He liked her. So she thought. She would learn through their tumultuous, on-again, off-again relationship.
Okay, so his second defense strategy they're trying to lay out to the jury is Alicia Keys is the innocent girl that just got caught up with a bad guy. And this bad guy knew her since she was in high school and manipulated her brain. Y'all see where I'm going with this? It's the same story that you see in the storybooks over and over. It has to come a time when a woman is a grown woman. When is there a time a woman is actually an adult? Like when? When? When they giving birth? That's it? Other than that, when is a woman a real adult? You know how men are like, we held up to the fire. Females are hardly never really a real adult. Society really is lenient with them on a lot of things. And it has to stop with Alicia Andrews.
The perception is not always reality, and Isaiah Chance just really wasn't the guy she thought he was. You heard about the tattoos? Sure. Young lady liking a boy in high school who, to her,
He messed up again. He messed up again. I'm a legal strategist. I know this, y'all. He messed up again. He said Alicia finally realized that this is not the man for her. But when? When? After she finished stalking Julio Fulio and all this evidence, like, when did she find out, like, yo, this is not the guy for me? This Isaiah Chance is a bad guy and I need to stay away. When was that? When the police came to your house and it was raining outside and you was half naked and they put you down on the ground and arrested you? Is that when you realize he's a bad guy? The jury would never fall for that.
was just a rapper. Not a gangster, not some street code name. Gutter was Isaiah's rap name. So Alicia Andrews got her boyfriend's rap name tattooed on her. A tattoo that she wasn't supposed to have, just like the relationship with Isaiah Chance. But it happened. As time moves on, Alicia Andrews learns that not only is Isaiah Chance more than not nice, sometimes he could be threatening, controlling. Sometimes.
Do y'all see the pattern with females? We just did this in the Diddy case. They like the bad boys, and then when the bad boys get too bad, they don't like them no more. They like the bad boys until the bad boys get too bad. It's like, yo, bro, you wildin' now. You're wildin' now. Now all of a sudden they don't like them. It's repeated over. It's a lot of girls' Lifetime story. Y'all know that show? Y'all know that channel on TV, Lifetime? Why y'all think it's called Lifetime? It's called Lifetime because females go through a lifetime of turmoil over and over. And it's the same thing. Oh, they date the same men. They live the same lives. A lot of them go to 40, no kids, no married, after they done had a million boyfriends. They go through the same thing.
Times she'd have to suffer serious consequences if she upset her. She learned that in the most serious ways. So, fast forward to 2023. Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance on again, off again, on again, off again. Now, could be that Alicia's pregnant. This is during that on again, off again time period. They decide to take this trip. There's a big fight, a lot of fuss, right before, and there's this makeup time. Isaiah says, hey, let's go to Atlanta. She didn't want to go that far away from home. Then he says, let's go to Tampa.
Okay, what's the legal basis for the objection?
I'm not gonna lie. This is a bad defense. This defense is. I hate to say it. I really do hate to say it, but I have such a like of a educated street legal mind. I know how these things play out. Y'all watch academics and y'all see him solving these crimes. Listen. I'm telling you, y'all think academics is the head honcho? Well, he is because I watch him too. But I am a master in this court. When it comes to the courts, I know it. I know the psychology of it. You see what I'm saying? I don't know the definitions and everything, but I know the psychology of it. That's important. And I'm telling you, in this case right here, what he's saying right here, what he just said, destroys a lot of his case because the prosecutor is going to show you how she decided to go to Orlando and how fast it happened. But he's telling you that, oh, it was a honeymoon trip and it's something that they discussed, which is 1,000% false.
Come on up.
So Tampa it is. Isaiah doesn't follow this young lady on Instagram. I'm not sure if you know how the Instagram thing works with direct messages, but when you DM somebody, if you're not a follower, direct message someone, if you're not a follower, the message just sits in the request, kind of waiting for the person to approve the message you intend to send. So Isaiah Chance doesn't follow this woman who does half-offs for Airbnbs and asks Miss Andrews to reach out to the woman whom Miss Andrews does follow and ask her to see if she can hook up an Airbnb for the weekend. Miss Andrews does. Gets on a Instagram and says, hey, half-offs, ask for availability in response. She says, or asks for a time in response, and she says, let's do it this weekend. She says, how many rooms? She says 2. Now, there's some assumption on Mr. or Detective Rum.
Aha. Aha. Why, if you're going on a honeymoon with you and your boyfriend to make things more pleasant, right? This is the honeymoon. This is the time that we're gonna seal our love and we're gonna fall deeper into love. Why are you getting 2 rooms? Huh? So the plan was he sleep in another room, you sleep in that room? Why are you getting 2 rooms and you say you didn't know a group of people was coming and you don't even know those group of people? And your whole argument is when you first saw those group of people, you were shocked that they was there, but then you ordered 2 rooms. Life.
Almost decide that because Alicia Andrews asked for 2 rooms, for this romantic getaway, as he claims it to be, was some indication that she intended for this other group of guys to come to the Airbnb with them. In reality, Miss Andrews and Isaiah Chance were kind of on the outs. Didn't know if they were going to be on the in or the outs. So they got 2 rooms, bigger, more comfortable, some space for this trip that was to be a trip of reckoning and maybe reconciliation.
This is actually an insult to anybody on the jury that has an IQ, or you graduated and you could read past the 5th grade level. Because there is no way anybody on the planet of Earth could believe a defense like this. We gonna continue on with part 2, and we're gonna break this case down, and not break it down as far as like we're sitting there staring at the screen and we're just like looking. We're breaking it down. We're getting involved, and we're breaking it down psychologically with some humor. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Deeply disgusted.